Hello, Pennsylvania. It is great to be back. Just 100 days after the man the Keystone State supported became President of the United States of America, President Donald Trump. And you know, if 100 days has shown us anything, it's that President Donald Trump is a man of his word and he's a man of action. For 100 days, President Trump has been keeping the promises he's made to you and every American. It's been 100 days of action, 100 days of consequence, and 100 days that will be remembered as the days we began to make America great again. President Trump's tireless leadership really inspires me every single day. And while left-wing activists and their willing allies in the media while they've been ignoring the facts and spreading that fake news, the American people know the truth. The truth is, President Trump has been relentlessly delivering on the promises he made to the American people, and America is back. You know, since even before President Trump took office, he's been fighting for American jobs and American workers. For the past 100 days, President Trump has been slashing through red tape. He's signed more bills cutting job-killing regulations than any president in American history. He approved the Keystone and Dakota pipelines, opened up offshore drilling. He's put America back on a path to energy independence, and under President Donald Trump, the war on coal is over. And just this past week, President Trump laid out a plan for one of the biggest tax cuts in American history. We're going to cut taxes across the board for working families, small businesses, and family farms. Just a few minutes ago, they took another step to make sure that trade deals benefit American workers first. Folks, that's American leadership for the American people. Make no mistake about it. President Trump will not rest, will not relent until we repeal and replace Obamacare and give the American people the world-class health care they deserve. The result of all this, more than 500,000 new jobs have been created since January 1st of this year. President Trump's vision to buy American, hire American is catching on with businesses all across the country. Company after company are investing record investments in American workers. Billions of dollars, tens of thousands of jobs. As Ford Motor Company's chief executive put it, their decision to build in America was a, quote, vote of confidence in President Trump's vision for America. You know, the American people and our nation's small businesses haven't been this confident in a decade. And manufacturers, the beating heart of Pennsylvania and the heartland of America, are more optimistic today than any point in the last 20 years. You know, across the board, our new president is doing exactly what he said he would do. And it's driving all of them crazy. In his first 100 days, President Trump has signed more legislation and executive orders than any president in more than 50 years. And he's picked a world-class cabinet, hasn't he? Men and women working every day to make this country great and strong, like Secretary Ben Carson, Ambassador Nikki Haley, and our Secretary of Defense, Jim Mad Dog Mattis. And President Trump has stood by the God-given liberties of our Constitution without apology, the sanctity of life, and the right to keep and bear arms in the Second Amendment of the Constitution. And he nominated to the Supreme Court in Justice Neil Gorsuch, a conservative jurist in the tradition of the late and great Justice Antonin Scalia, and the American people couldn't be more proud. And most important of all, President Donald Trump has stood by those who defend our families and our freedom at home and abroad. In the first 100 days, President Trump has kept his word to stand by the men and women in law enforcement, to secure our borders and remove dangerous, criminal, illegal immigrants from our streets. And you know, thanks to President Trump's tough immigration policies, illegal immigration is already down more than 60% this year alone. It's true. And as Commander-in-Chief, President Donald Trump is rebuilding our military, restoring the arsenal of democracy. And President Trump is fighting every day to give our soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guard the resources and training they need to accomplish their mission, protect our nation, and come home safe. The President has actually proposed one of the biggest increases in defense spending since the days of President Ronald Reagan. And President Trump has taken decisive action to support those who've worn the uniform. And he's working every day to make sure that the veterans of our armed forces have the benefits they've earned, including world-class health care. President Trump will make the strongest fighting force in the world even stronger. And with renewed American strength, President Trump is standing with our allies and standing up to our enemies. He's put Iran on notice. He's standing strong in the face of threats from the regime in North Korea. And when the world saw our president's strength and resolve in the actions he took in Syria and Afghanistan, the credibility of American power was restored. Thanks to President Donald Trump, ISIS is on the run in Iraq, in Syria, in Afghanistan, and we will not rest until we destroy ISIS once and for all. You know, in just 100 days, President Trump has turned America around.